Hi, YouTube. Don't forget, or maybe it blurred on the way down. You've seen it before. Don't forget, okay? I was going to wear a different t-shirt, but I wasn't in the mood. This is the mood I'm in. I'm always in this mood. And I was thinking about a couple different things today. I'm going to talk about it's not just narcissistic behavior. It's psychopath and sociopath, Um, yeah, that would probably mostly in the cluster be personality disorders. This is what I think it is. But I'm going to probably title this, I was thinking, um, bipolar, sociopath, bipolar, or just a player, you know. So, anyway, um, I was thinking today, people think they got rhythm or tempo that you can copy moves in a martial artist repertoire of imagination. But see, a long time ago, I developed this system where it's dance moves, like I would tell people, I'll dance on your head. It's not a joke, it actually is possible. But the rhythm, the timing, the tempo changes, like in music, like you have 4/4 timing, 3/4, you got 16ths, 30 seconds timing, split second timing, you know, and that's what I trained on. So, I mean, as far as what, one move, one tempo, one rhythm, are you kidding me? Doesn't work like that in this house, you know, with me. And the reason I say this house, I taught my sons how to move like that also when they got older, not when they were children. I taught them how to dance when they were little, you know, but classically and whatever, like, the Running Man too. And like Swahili or Charleston or whatever, all kinds of dances from all around the world, is what I was trained in. So they learned a lot of that. But okay, back to the sociopath. Holy and shit. Good thing I never trust anybody wholeheartedly. I'd be a mess, you know, because I do give my love to people, but um, even if it's not earned, but then when it gets to the point where they're like cruel and they're just using its weaponized love, and you can see the patterns in it, and you can, it says push pull type of thing where I'm nice today and I'm cruel tomorrow or whatever type of thing. It's like, mm, there are patterns, there's tells along the way, not just red flags, but just the way if they do it once, they're gonna do it again. That that's a for sure pattern. Like I shared a thing on my Facebook for people that are considering relationships, if they do something when they're your boyfriend, they're going to do it when they're married to you too. So, yeah, just being very selective. And some people like me, I didn't have the best discernment um, because I was conditioned to accept things that shouldn't have been acceptable in my life. But through the decades, I've learned that I expect it, out of most people. Normal people you trust right away, and you don't have to guess what they're going to say or do next because they're consistent with their honor and they don't lie. Once you catch somebody lying or see that they've got this spiritually ickiness about them and they become ugly, it's easier to turn away from them emotionally. And then when they do spin out, like motherfucker just spun out. And then you can laugh, they think they're taking your energy, but it's not like that at all because there's something inside you they can't have. Nobody's taking that from me, and you're never gonna. So, anyway. So, I was just thinking about these things. you know. Yeah. Like I'd take advice from the devil. Get real. Good thing I have my own mind and always stayed within my own room, my own space, and never expected anything from anybody. If they do something that's really cool, then you can say, hey, there's another human on this planet. How about that? But usually you don't see something like that, not the depth of a person's soul, you know. And if they're too afraid to expose that to the world, and that's who we are, they're nothing. They are irrelevant. They can treat you like you are, but you know better because your substance is tangible. Theirs is cluster B personality, you know, which is, they added another one. It used to be the triad, now it's the tetrad. It was psychopath, sociopath, and schizophrenic, and now they added sadism, which is applicable, blah blah, to this situation I'm thinking of. Yeah, a sadistic sociopath. And yeah, you can have combinations in the personality types. There's different levels within different people and whatever. So, can it be cured? No. Mm-mm. Believe who they show you they are, because these personality types are hosting dark entities, and they chose to do that. So, yeah, no, they don't change. The only thing they change, if you're lucky, is their underwear or their socks. Yeah. So, that's real talk here. So, yeah, I'm a trained counselor too, so, and a paraprofessional that I've worked with in the school system in Minnesota here. So, and treatment center, different positions that I had to learn psychology to be able to help people. But yeah, if they're beyond help, I mean, you can just look at them and think, well, you can give them a chance, and you can see if they're actually doing a service for the human race or they're self-serving. And that's where you got to really draw the line with people. you know don't invest your heart, and never bargain with your soul. you know yeah, you can love somebody from afar, like, hey, you're a cool human being, a bit fucking ugly, but cool nonetheless if they have some qualities, but not worthy enough to sit at your table. They think I wanted a chair at their table when I was inviting them to mine. So that's the difference right there. That's how I roll. So that's why nobody gets to me, you know, ever. I mean, as far as being treated cruel, um, I've never known anything else. Do you think it's gonna bother me now? Really? So anyway, you might hear Doug talking in the background. I didn't tell him I was making a video. He might know because I'm in here talking to myself, but anyway, not a major deal. I think we can get over it. Like I do everything. But really, these tactics that narcissists and people that are psychotic, they it's weaponized love, that when they want something, they're going to draw you in with their charm. And the minute they think they got you in there, they're going to do whatever they want to do to show their dominance. And it's like, no, you still don't dominate. Whatever. Yeah. These men that would actually fight physically with a woman is what I have in me, that I can combat any of them, and they don't think so. They all that have come against me did not think so. But there's a special added something I have inside myself, sizing people up, that they don't have. They're not gifted like that. So it's a spiritual thing. Extra help. I'm serious. So yeah, it might sound like my brain's all over the place, and in a sense it is, but I'm grounded in what my point I want to make is explaining to people that yes, there are absolute patterns, and we might have admiration for a person's skills, but don't overlook their personality. It's like, oh, you. If they're fishing for relationships out here on the internet, or if you are looking for people in that respect, well, you got to ask, even if they spin out like once a week or one time a year or whatever, what are they like in their home? How do they treat their kids? Or if they're going to have kids, how are they going to act in front of those children? So yeah, ish. Some people, especially with the father, oh, and mother, but some of us have had really nasty examples of what that's supposed to be. Ugh. When you can look at adults and have a more solid um, understanding of human nature than they do, it leaves you wanting your entire life. There's really nothing that can scathe you after that. It's like, nah, I grew up like that. You can't do shit to me. That type of feeling. And then you keep meeting the same personality with that same dark entity in there that has no imagination. They are not inventive. They cannot invent shit on their own, or non shit. They can't. They're not inventive. They're not imaginative. They have to leech and suck off of other people because they're weak without that spiritual connection. And they're not just weak in their minds, in their souls like that. They're weak. They're sick, and that's where you attack them. If they're attacking you, if you're battling, yeah, of course you're going to go for their weak points. What they think is my weak points. If you think I have some, go ahead and try. So anyway, even with a broken bone, when it repairs, it's stronger than it was. you know. Uh, Muscles too. When you tear a muscle to build it, um, kind of works in the same way. You know, if you don't tear it too bad. So I just wanted to let you know that I'm doing okay. Actually, I'm having a wonderful day. It's absolutely beautiful out, breezy, a little overcast. Can't complain, you know. So, yeah. I hope you all have a really good day, and just don't forget that most of the people out there do have a ego-driven, greedy type personality, and you just, if you can overlook it, if there's something you can get from them, like if it's a channel you're watching and they do something in particular that you can garner something out of. If not, it's like, let it go, that type of thing. So, yeah, see, people think I change. That's not, no, 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 no. I have never. I just want you to know I kick back, I watch them, I love them, and then watch them do their little tricks. It's like, okay, tricky, 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 tricky some more, tricky, tricky some more, and then I'm like, okay, you just got real ugly quick, you know. Did you ever watch that movie Army of Darkness? Oh, it's wonderful, and there's two of them. In the first one, there's this thing in a pit. It's a female demon called She-Bitch, and she was like a regular woman, and then all of a sudden she turned into a demon, and he's like, you just got ugly real quick. That's the feeling. That's what I see. It helps me laugh inside when people spin out, because it's like, ugh, they're almost frothing at the mouth because they're trying to be charming, but they're being loud and belligerent about it, which is really a turnoff for most people. So it's like, yeah, you don't dominate me. I'll just wait till you're done yelling. You're expending energy in a big way. Wow. But anyway, so that's humorous to me. I used to get my kids to laugh at people that were acting like that. Say, okay, boys, now it's time to laugh at this behavior. And they would giggle to make them happy in a horrible situation. Not to normalize it, because I would explain to them that we don't act like this. You know, people don't act like that. Animals do. So, I mean, yes, if you have a reason and somebody's actually really damaged you, you might scream, you might swear, but it's not a control mechanism. It's righteous anger. There's a difference. Yes, there is a difference between manipulation and cruelty and being a righteous human being that's helping people, not harming them. So, yeah. And still, I've said it before, and this is true. It is two against one. It's two men playing games, switching positions spiritually against the female to keep her submiss so they can control the world with what they want out of it. It's true. It's all true. I'm going to prove it. I'm going to find these texts. I'm still studying my Greek, even though somebody um, petered out. Oh, that reminds me. I was watching a show and they were talking about that the eunuchs will be in heaven. Well, yeah, that's not the only people that are going to be in heaven, but somebody's going to protect them from you faggots here on the earth with your impotence. So, anyway, I just had to say it. I'll let it go there. Okay, everybody. Have a really good night or day wherever you're at. Peace. And I love you from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.